Yo, 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 what is going on, my beautiful brothers and sisters, fellow radiators of love? My name is Shimon Pope, aka J Phoenix, and this is going to be your daily tarot and astrology reading for Thursday, August 15th of 2024. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful week so far. Let's go ahead and hop into today's video, see what the cards have to say and the planets so we can see how you can be better prepared to navigate these celestial energies. Well, I have the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles upright, or the Seven of Drums as far as this deck goes. I really like this card. Shows someone beating the drums, they're dancing on the beach, and I think this is about we got to continue to go with the flow. Go with the flow of the beat that we're playing right now, especially if you just, you can feel and know that you're in your spiritual integrity. I think that's really what it comes down to. Kind of just acknowledging what are the beats right now, what are the rhythms, what is it that is working out right now, and to, of course, enjoy ourselves, have fun with this. She's on the beach, so it does give me very much so kind of go with the flow kind of vibes. I do also have, wow, I have the Queen of Cups as well. This is definitely speaking to emotional intelligence and just being able to communicate those emotions, in a powerful way, if you will, right? So, I think with today, with a lot of the energy that has been going on for sure, squares, major T squares, Mercury coming back into Leo. This is a time right now where, when it comes to the communication, especially with that Mercury retrograde that's going back into Leo, and I'll go ahead and show you guys here too. Let me actually bring it up for you guys too, so y'all can actually see it. Dude, there you go. All right, boom. So yeah, you can see that Mercury is back here in Leo, and is making an interesting quincunx over here to Neptune, and it is starting to square Uranus. And of course, it is involved in this yod right here too. So it definitely can feel a little bit awkward too, especially when, I think this comes down to the internal world. The Seven of Pentacles plus this Queen of Cups. I think it comes down to where's your internal balance, your internal rhythm, your internal song. How does that sound? It's easy to kind of get caught up in the external world, the external reality, and maybe things just are off beat, off centered, and it can be easy to kind of get caught up in that and even overly identify with that. But I think this is about your inner world, that inner sense of peace, and kind of almost becoming like an oasis of energy onto yourself. Now, that's not to say that the external world will never affect you, because that's not true. But we want to make sure that we're getting it as much to that oasis kind of feel as possible, especially if we feel like the external world is harsh. And there is a lot of harsh energy right now. I mean, just to be frank, we have this Mercury that's now starting to square Uranus, right? We are having, Mars that is in square to Saturn. And I said in my weekly astrology horoscope that this is, going to be a kind of a call back. This is going to be a day where you want to think back to where you were during the eclipses that happened, new moon solar eclipse in Aries, because, that was around the last time that these two planets met. And this is going to be sort of like an upgrade to the mission, to the quest, as far as how are we going to start to move a little bit differently until we get to the opposition. So, Jupiter's also involved in this square, just, making it much more hyperbolic and expanding it, especially with here in Gemini, these two fire planets, right? We have that moon that's going to be finishing up in Sag today, and it will be going into Capricorn, right? And of course, before it goes into Capricorn, we're going to see the square over to Neptune. So we get even more edgy energy with 29, 29, 29, 0 degrees. It's going to make the day a bit edgy. So that's why I think the best way to kind of stay, on beat is, what is the internal beat? What is the internal rhythm? The Seven of Pentacles does speak to the sort of harvest and kind of looking at what you have accumulated up to this point. So I think that's when, with this deck, it replaces the pentacles with the drum. So, like I said, it does kind of remind me of music and beats and rhythm and those sort of things. I think this is like we kind of have to look at the rhythm of our life right now, and the rhythm is based off of the actions that we've taken, the conversations that we've had, the way that we move, So we are taking stock today in many ways of where we currently are right now and how we got to this point. But it will give us an opportunity to hopefully make some shifts. And like I said, with this Queen of Cups here, it's talking about the emotional intelligence here to you know, be honest with ourselves and where we may need to make some adjustments, but also see the things that are working out too. That's the thing about this. Like, see, it's like how far we really have come. And maybe there's a weird element here, especially with the moon squaring over to Neptune, as it also makes as it's also trining over to Mercury, uh, retrograde in Leo. There could be an interesting moment here where definitely like from an emotional standpoint where maybe we start to doubt how far we've come. Maybe we start to doubt, you know, maybe the passion that we feel or the courage in our hearts to really explore and go for the things that we want. Maybe we start to doubt those things. Maybe we question our belief in ourselves and question our belief as far as like, is this actually working out? Is this something I need to pursue and stuff? You know, I think with that sort of thing, I think that's why having the Mars square Saturn, even though it's going to be quite volatile and it's not going to be the easiest of squares, it's the way that we grow. It's through these difficult aspects that we grow the most. And with the daylight today, it's like we can use this as a way to inspire ourselves and motivate ourselves to move forward in a much more creative, positive, and intentional way. So we'll see that moon shift into Capricorn, right? And it's going to not really make too many more aspects throughout the day. Um, but like I said, we are still seeing that Mars squares Saturn, Jupiter wind square to Saturn, Mercury in quincunx to Neptune and Pluto. So definitely makes it to be a rather intense day. Final card I have is the Ace of Cups in reverse. So I think, we can definitely maybe get emotionally hung up on something. I think with the Seven of Pentacles here, along with the Ace of Cups, like kind of coming on the back end, I think this could be like, you're going through, you're kind of looking at your harvest, and, you know, I'm kind of getting the image of someone harvesting food, and, a couple of the fruits or a couple of the vegetables look a little bit weird. Maybe they don't look the best. Maybe they don't feel the best. Um, we can't get hung up on that. We can't get hung up on the things that aren't perfect, and most things aren't perfect. But we can't get hung up on the things that maybe didn't go exactly according to plan or exactly the way that we thought. I think we have to have the emotional intelligence to process those emotions the way that we feel, but also not allow those emotions to come in and just take hold and just keep us in one place and disallow us from seeing the beautiful things that are working out, the beautiful things that have worked out. I think it's about being grateful and seeing, that yeah, things may be a bit weird, things may be a bit crazy, things definitely may seem a bit challenging, and maybe even sometimes disillusioning. But I think it's about like, you know, your inner world is more important. Your inner peace is more important than something that may be happening in the external reality, especially if you're a bit far removed from it. I think it's like I think, like I said, this is a weird week where you probably should avoid social media because everyone's going to have their opinions and stuff, and everything's going to be hypercharged and hyperbolic. And, you know, you just want to be careful how you navigate those spaces because, A, you don't know if you're talking to a bot. B, we don't know what's real and what's not. That's the whole thing with this Neptune at the end, too. And we don't really know what's real, what's not. We don't really, you know, there's a lot of misinformation, disinformation. There's a lot of weird stuff out there, a lot of AI fake images being passed off as not, and it's just weird. So that's why I think it's important to take a break from some of that stuff and to go within because that's where the answers are going to lie. Final card of the day, I have the card of Open Your Heart. I have the card of open your heart. I think that's actually a very nice way to kind of end the reading, is because, yeah, when you open your heart, you open yourself to possibilities. Not only that, but you allow that passion and that love within your heart. It's not just allowing things to come in, it's allowing that beautiful spark of creativity, that beautiful spark of who you are to flow out into the world. And the world actually needs more of that. That's going to do it for your daily tarot and astrology reading. I trust that this message will assist you on your journey today. If you found this video at all helpful, I encourage you to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. But y'all take care, stay blessed, have a wonderful Thursday, and I will see you all on the next daily tarot and astrology reading. Peace. I accidentally clicked the wrong thing, like, oops. See ya, guys.